Hello everyone, I'm Dr. Nick, and you are watching the opening duels for the North American Primitus tournament hosted by Dark Age Gaming. This is the final match of the tournament, and we have Duke Goat versus Cornflakes for this engagement. And with that, Duke Goat has triumphed, and VQ1 will get to pick the map. Hi everybody, I'm Dr. Nick, and welcome back to the North American Primitus 5 vs 5 tournament hosted by DarkAgeGaming.com. We are in the middle of the finals right now. It is VQ versus VQ. Both teams from VQ have managed to go to the finals, and very high skilled play going on right now. We're jumping right into it already. Bam! Legolas just took out Russian Mafia, but his fellow teammates looks like they're about to try to move in through the gap here, under a heavy archer fire, nonetheless. Ooh, and they've actually got two archers holding that side. Bam! Doogie Martin is down as well as Nil. It is not looking good for VQ team. I'm not sure if this is one or two, actually. I believe this is one. Now, can the lone men-at-arms get through the archers? Let's see here. And yes, the blue team was VQ1. Red team is VQ2. And wow, great shot from Legolas. Looked like it hit him right in the back there, in the center back. That would be such a pain. His leg is also bent at a very odd angle. Great show there. Excellent job by those two archers on VQ2. Very quickly to run down through the teams. On VQ1 we have Abel, Duke Goat, Russian Mafia, Nil, and Doheath Martin. As we can kind of see on VQ1 rushed right in and went under the middle this time to great success. They didn't take a lot of archer fire. They've taken a bit of fire now, and is a clusterfuck on the stairways with everybody swinging around as fast as they can, hoping not to hit teammates and everything else. But now I think it's just GB versus the world, and indeed he could not fend off all his opponents despite having that awesome Warhammer. Anyways, VQ Team 2 is Legolas, Count Smashula, Ziggy, Cornflakes, and GB. And everyone here, I can attest, is a pretty great player, so it should be a great game. Obviously, so far it's only the third round in, but it's been very close. The knight here taking 2 hits from an archer. Fainted. Looks like GB has abandoned his shield and is now just using the Warhammer as it is. Russian Mafia has taken out Legolas as his bow. Guessing they're using the war bow and the broadhead arrows. Another great shot from Russian Mafia, taking out Count Smashula. This is one brave knight. Nil doing the best he could, but it wasn't quite enough. And now the lone men-at-arms, blocked one, but did not get his block up in time to stop GB from hammering his face in. And now his groin is very, very bloody. Thanks, clanmate there. And this time it's VQ2's turn to push up the aggressively. The archers hanging back like usual. This Vanguard Abel got double teamed, and I think he panicked. He got stuck on the rail. He just could not do what he needed to do. Beautiful overhead with that axe. Nil running in there with this longsword. Great job from Duke. Wow, there were just about 3 people died in the same second. And now it's down to the archers and men-at-arms. I have a bit of an archer duel here. Oh, Legolas showing off why he's definitely one of the best archers. So far, it's 2 rounds VQ1, 3 rounds VQ2, in a very even game. And we're seeing a repeat from the same tactic from last round, except they switch sides, which is good. You don't want to keep using the same tactic on the enemy team over and over again. Legolas has been sniped by Rush Mafia, which is going to be a huge loss for them. Fire pot goes out, missing everybody, but will stop them from clumping up in that area, which they probably weren't doing anyways. VQ2 is going to be a pretty big disadvantage without their good archer. They still have 1, but down to only 3 combat members is going to really hurt them. They're just not going to have enough to stop these guys that are getting in there. Their archers dropped his bow, and I knew that was going to happen. Got taken out by Rush Mafia, and their team just got nailed in about 5 seconds. Losing that archer proved to be fatal, especially when they got surrounded. I mean, they held their formation, which is good, but it was not enough. And the score's now tied up again, 3 rounds each. Great stab from Nil and Cornflakes. Oh, almost some sauce. Wow, Nil just took out another 2 guys with a little help from his teammates, but still a great swordplay there. And now, poor little Legolas and the other archer doing their best, but couldn't get a shot in around that heater shield, and now they are both dead. This should be 4 rounds VQ1, 3 rounds VQ2. It's like GB. Ooh. And goodness gracious. DQ Team 2 really falling apart there. Didn't even seem to put up much of a defense. Well, they still have Legolas. Nice jump there. And a great shot onto Abel. Abel couldn't do much without a shield, and he was jumping, so he couldn't even maneuver around. Probably not the best idea out of fighting an archer. He's still... Oh, he tried to get a... Oh, this could be it. Oh, wow. He would have been dead if that hit had connected, but I think his sprinting made his opponent... Oh! I don't think he expected Martin to be so close. And he did not even have his block ready. Good try nonetheless. 5 rounds VQ1, 3 rounds VQ2. Well, this is only the first map, but it's been so close. I'm really looking forward to the next one. Oh, nice shot. Who did that hit? Can't tell. I think it was the knight. Nil. Looks like a bit of just an archer. Plain old archer duel going on through this little crack in the doorway. Those shields making it very hard for archers to get hits when they are focused solely on keeping it straight. And they took Nil took a lot of hits in that doorway and is trying to hold back to heal. I don't know if the enemies will let him, but he's trying. Oh! But it won't save you when you get team killed by, obviously, teammate. Oh, nice side swipe with that fork. Wow, and another huge pile of bodies here. It's just Abel versus the world now. And he was picked off by an arrow to what appears to be the arm. So that brings it a little closer. VQ2 4, VQ1 5. Trying to snipe at the warboy in the middle. He sees him up there. It's just a vanguard. Wow, that was an almost hit. Would have been a great shot. Haven't seen a lot of dual archers in this tournament, so this is a great thing to watch. And so far it's hard to tell if it's paid off for him. On this map, I think it can, because you're so restricted in your mobility. But you still have to worry about getting picked off and sniped and the enemy rushing you. It's not an easy job still. He's trying to take out that Vanguard while the enemy archer is going to snipe him if he's not careful. Oh, he's got to pick his target very carefully. He's getting flanked from behind now. Oh, Sasquatch gets shot in the head. And oof, Ziggy and GB both go down in quick succession. Cornflake's doing his best, but he's totally surrounded. Didn't stand much of a chance. Six rounds VQ1, 4 rounds VQ2. VQ1's the danger zone here. One more round and they'll win this map. Oh, goodness gracious. Long range shot taking out Legolas as he tried to poke his head out around a corner. That's not a good first step for VQ2 here. GB doing his best, but there's not much you can do when you're getting hit from two sides at once. Oh, the fork. Nice, but Nil kept his combo going through his head and just was too fast for that Vanguard. Now it's just the men-at-arms and the archer for VQ2. Oh, nice attempted block. I heard the block sound, but I guess he might have been out of stamina. Cornflakes burning through dough. It's now still a 3-on-1. It's not out of the question that he might win. Warax versus Brandystock. Oh, now that his teammates have showed up, Abel stabbing through Goat in a mindless blood rage. But in the end, he still managed to take Cornflake's head off. And that's his headless helmet lying on the floor over there. Great rounds for both teams. And the first map goes to VQ1. I'm curious to see what map VQ2 will pick for their selection. Hopefully something that they're practiced on. We'll pause the video until they've made their choice. The new map has started. VQ picked their selection as Moors for the second map here. Let's see if they can catch up and make this a tie game, or if things will end right here. I'm surprised to see who is that? Squashula sticking with the fork, since most people think it's one of the underpowered weapons right now. Ooh, that archer's hanging way back. I think that might be Legolas. And now he's got him in arms chasing him. He barely escaped. That even cost him one of his teammates' lives, even though they took some friendly fire damage. Ah, Squashula not able to take out Ziggy in a great hit on Abel. Oh! Oh, Cornflakes not being able to block from both angles. That's seems to be one of the biggest killers for an men-at-arms, is just not being able to cover both your flanks and maybe not dodging when you should be to get away from your enemies when you're surrounded like that. So VQ1 is 1 and VQ2 0. Looks like a very even distribution of classes. One of every class at least. Everything's being played. No 2 archers anymore. Now each team only has 1 archer each. Alright. Unlike some people, these guys haven't really been changing their weapons much, so it's easy to tell who's whose. Very nice back and forth here. GB, let's see how GB fares against this men-at-arms. It's only got a kite shield, which in my opinion is pretty easy to get around. Just sprint around to the side and bam, you're there. Oh, great quick stab with that broadsword. I don't know if he'll be able to get through. Oh, nice kick. Tried to get a hit in. Oh, the man-at-arms is out of stamina, but he was not able to capitalize it. And he got stabbed. Didn't get his shield up in time, I suppose. Double penetration on poor Legolas. He may be a good archer, but he can't stop two swords to the sides. So, 2 rounds for VQ1 and 0 for VQ2 so far. Not doing too well on the map they picked. Although, actually, I don't think they picked this map. I think it was the others. Alright, I'm afraid I lost track of that. I want to say they picked this map. Archers staying back, firing at each other. VQ1 moving aggressively up. Ugh, tried to get a hit in on that brandy stock, but he did not have the... Oh, and wow, he's just not getting his blocks up in time. Come on, GB, you can do better than that. Nice use of that axe. Ugh. Oh! Poor Ziggy, he just didn't know where to block. Oh! Saw a little bit of friendly fire there, but it was not enough. Three rounds, VQ1. They're on a streak. And this time, VQ2's changed up the pace and have met their opponent in the middle. Everybody's spread out. There's no cohesion going on right now. Fork versus brandy stock. It's not looking good for Mr. Fork user. But at least he'll keep the brandy stock guy distracted. Oh, not getting that shield up again, GB. You're really underestimating his opponent's reach. Nice job from Count Squash, taking out Russian. Oh, and another quick stab on Abel, who missed his swing. Oh, and another stab. Wow. He's really getting all this. Wow, okay. Count Squashula, who was getting his ass kicked pretty much every round, is poking his way to victory. And you can see the entire enemy team all dead in one's place. That was a great round. Hopefully they'll mark a comeback for their team, because they could really use it. And a overhead arrow that was obviously using the cam to scout around. GB VQ's 2 is playing really aggressively again this round. So far they've cut the enemy off a little bit. Their archers is being distracted. Ziggy takes out Goat. Oh, GB with a very quick overhead and takes out Nil. He's trying to get it over to his teammate to help, but he did not get there in time. Oh, it's a 3-on-1. I guess their archer died when I wasn't looking. Poor Legolas. And GB's doing his best. Changing targets, overheading, very good. Dagger to the back finishes him off. Good try though, very good try from GB. And yes, that should be 4 rounds for VQ1, 1 round for VQ2. So it's not looking good right now. Haven't seen a lot of projectiles, but I think mainly because both teams have been using shields to try to counteract feigning and enemy archers. Change in metagame from what we saw in the earlier tournament matches where it was all about projectiles. Oh. Wow. I see 3 kills in a row. I think we're all from behind. And now poor GB is once again the only one alive. Oh no, Legolas must still be alive. Yeah, Legolas is alive somewhere in this map. Let's go look for him. Ah, here he is. Let's see what kind of magic he can pull off here. Oh, a quick stab. Takes out the goat. Oh, but now he's in trouble. He's very low on health. He's not going to be able to block. Can't get away from your Nil. Nil seems to be very good at staying on people. Nice try there. 5 rounds for VQ1, 1 round VQ2. Sticking to the left side again. Tired of moving up aggressively, I suppose, after that last round failed. No, they're still moving aggressively, actually, but they've just switched sides. Throwing knives away. No, he's not hitting anybody except his teammate. Oh, hit trade between 2 men-at-arms. That axe is going to do a lot more damage than his sword, though. Abel kills Ziggy, GB nil, Duke just took out Cornflakes, and GB in a quick hit from behind. And now it's Mr. Fork versus the world, and he did not. Nice job from Goat, though. Six rounds VQ1, 1 round VQ2. If they win one more, they won the map and the tournament. See who can prevail in this archer duel. So far, Legolas has been coming up real short this map. Somehow one of their men-at-arms is snuck in behind the lines. Oh, he better keep running. Draw off those 2 guys. Help his teammates out more. Oh no, don't. Oh, and his legs chopped off. Alright, let's see what's going on in the main battle here. Even though they lost 1 guy, they could still capitalize. Oh, stabbing your teammates is not what you want to do, Sasquatch. And, yeah, that's it. Very good game. EQ1 takes the lead. And congratulations to them. They are the tournament winners for the Dark Age Gaming North American 5 vs 5 Primitus. I like how we've said that tournament name about 10 different ways throughout the course of this. Very great matchup there. And it's, as I said earlier, it's interesting to see the meta game shift. It could just be that what the teams chose. Maybe they both knew that they all had good archers, so we saw a lot more shields this time than we have before, and just a lot more aggressive play. They weren't letting their archers do the talking. Although they certainly did do a heck of a great job in the first map on Throne Room. They felt a little more protected and free to shoot. Either way, Vanquish doing a great job since they had both teams in the finals. Hopefully I'll get to speak with some of them here in a few minutes. Thank you all for watching, and we'll see you in the next tournament, if not before. And always, this has been Dark Age Gaming, and I'm Dr.Nick. Enjoy the show. Alright, welcome back everybody, and we are now doing the interview, post-game interview. Right off the bat, I'm just going to say congratulations to VQ.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Egg has connected.
Who all is going to be talking for this one?
Egg has joined the channel.
It's going to be Nil and I, mostly.
Nil and you, okay.
And add, and maybe Russian Mafia.
Okay,
Pretty
so...
the Team A that played in that last game.
Gotcha. And anybody who is playing can feel free to jump in and, you know, leave a remark. Because everybody played and I recorded it all. But yeah, congratulations again. Did you guys have fun through the tournament?
We had a blast. It was a real fun experience. It's real cool to have a VQ finish like that. We all had a good time though.
Good. I mean, it's fun to win, but I think just having fun in general is pretty important too for any tournament. Am I getting any ventrilo lag?
No, you're fine.
Okay, just making sure. Yeah, but I was not expecting VQ to get both teams at the start of the tournament, get both teams to the finals, and I think it might have lessened the intensity of it a little bit, but it was fun seeing the high skilled play that went on between your two groups.
Yeah, we entered 3 teams, and I mean, we were hoping that that 2 of us could make it to the end and have it be VQ, and that's how it ended up. And yeah, I agree with you that it might not have been as competitive as, say, us versus somebody else, but it was a lot of fun, and I thank you guys for casting in more boxes.
Yeah, I'm glad you guys enjoyed. I thought so as well. What do you think, just personally, were some of the tactics that helped you guys get to the finals and triumph over everybody?
Well, the important thing is any type of group fighting is creating mismatches in those, conflicts and exploiting, flanks and stuff like that. And sticking together. The first couple rounds there, we were spread out. They took advantage of that. They pushed one side, took out one of our members. Basically they took advantage of us not forming together and setting our location. Basically, outnumbering your opponent is the most important thing about winning any type of group fighting.
It certainly seems to be, especially in last team standing.
I think communication is a big part of it.
I think you also need at least one archer in last team standing.
It does.
Yeah,
it does make it seem to make it.
Mafia, yeah, he's our golden ticket. We put a lot of map choice and team side up to Russian Mafia, so we played around him because he's a great archer. I mean, he could take out anybody out there in my mind. But yeah, like Neil said, at the beginning of that first map, we were kind of splitting up too much, and then we kind of bunkered down and got our communication straight. And if you're really watching, you could see us get some pretty good flanks on them once they started getting too aggressive. Once they pushed through, we could have our guys go through the left side, come around to the right side, and then have 2 guys go up the stairs, and they were just pinched in between our groups. So I think communication is probably one of the biggest parts of a competitive game.
Well, obviously, I think anybody who played in the tournament is going to agree with that. Communicating with your team about who to kill, where to go, is going to make a big difference. But I mean, is there anything that you think you did special communication-wise? If not, I understand, but I'm just curious.
Well, it's important to, like, when you're doing those flanks, you gotta have the synchronization of when to exactly push in, because if one side pushes in too soon, that side's gonna get crushed and overrun. But if you can synchronize that push, that's when the key factors of flanking work and not just hinder you.
Gotcha.
But we don't have any special sauce that we use, really.
Alright, that's alright. I'll find out if there is. I'll put it in my sandwiches. You just wait. I can definitely tell that having archers was definitely one of your core makeups in your team. Both you had Legolas and Russian. And you may have had a few others that played archer as well. And then personally, I saw Legolas play more than Russian, but I might have just missed some of the games that he was in.
Russian's been having a hiatus somewhat recently.
Okay.
Hopefully we got him back playing.
I understand.
He's been in all of our tournament games.
Yeah. What did you think of Oh man, I'm trying to remember who it was now. Forgotten Kings. Forgotten Kings had the strategy for a while where they didn't run any archers, and it was just like pure assault, all melee, right into your line.
I
That could
don't
work the
I don't
first few
remember them
times.
being that. Are you talking?
Well, they had a couple different teams, so I don't think all their teams did the same thing.
I remember it pretty well.
That was when we were in arena.
Yeah, I think that strategy works really good if you can have an open map like arena, because like we just couldn't get away from them. And it was really hard. We had to really plan it out, and they really took advantage of some few of the rushes. But when we got to a different map, we were able just to, handle the flow.
Well, we actually won arena as well. Once we got crushed the first like 3 rounds, and then we came back at them.
Yeah, I mean it was a lot back and forth, but they certainly they didn't mess up a whole lot until things changed a lot, with the
Duke
maps
Goat
and
has
the
connected.
strategies that the team was employing.
Duke Goat has joined the channel.
So I'm curious to see in the future if the metagame will change, and we'll continue to see archers, at least having at least one archer, or if we'll see a lot of times where people go heavy melee or heavy men at arms, something crazy.
I think
Well, heavy
sometimes
melee is
archers
good.
are good enough for it not to even matter if they just can switch to melee.
Certainly,
They can stand toe to toe.
it certainly.
More times than not, having a good archer on your team is going to be very beneficial.
Right. So yeah, are you obviously I'm hoping that you guys are planning on participating in future tournaments.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we're signed up for everything that Dark Age Gaming has so far.
That's great to hear. That means we'll have a lot more team competition and some great games, hopefully. I'm really hoping that we'll attract some new teams and bring in some new blood and fresh perspectives on the game, so that we can maybe see all kinds of crazy tactics show up and prosper and disappear, and have that great, that great gaming atmosphere going on with the competitive scene.
It'll be interesting to see if there's some sort of hidden strategy or something like that. But as the game evolves more and more, we do see it shift. Initially, it seemed that spear-heavy, poke strategy is going to be the most prominent team composition to kind of take you to the win. But now, when people are learning to read feints better and different team play tactics, that's shifting even away from that.
Yeah, exactly, of course. And I'm sure you guys have noticed, and feel free to tell me if any strategy changes that you've employed throughout the course of the tournament.
One of the things I realized when I was playing the tournament, I kind of got a little bit of a rep for it, is I was swinging too much, and when you're working in like a really close team, you realize like how much you need like a weapon that has a good thrust. Because it just wasn't cutting it with the swords. I think swords are underpowered right now. I think that's where I was going with that.
Vanguard swords or knight swords or swords in general?
I think Vanguard swords, maybe Knight swords, not so much because they got the tankiness.
And they're fast.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can certainly see where you're coming from, though, and, since most of the blade weapons have much easier hitbox to block, it seems, compared to axes and maces.
Yeah, they have a pretty crazy arc on the swing. A lot of maces and axes do.
Yeah, not to mention
When
it's...
you're team fighting.
I was gonna say, it's also harder to hit your teammates when you have a shorter weapon sometimes. Or weapons where you're relying on the thrusts and short arcs and overheads.
Yeah, that is true. That is an advantage I didn't even think about with a one-hander. Just won't miss more.
But yeah, obviously, as you were saying, there's obviously been things that have popped up that changed the game, even as you were playing this tournament, so never know what will show up in the future. Is there any highlight you can think of from the tournament? Just from any team, it doesn't even have to be your own, but...
Oh, biggest highlight, Ziggy killing 5 guys first round. Biggest highlight. Talk about godlike.
When was that?
You didn't see that? I think it was VQ.
I think he
Team
might have gotten
2.
4.
It's their second match, the very first round. Like we're all fighting, we're all dying, and he single-handedly kills every single person.
What class was he? Was
I
it?
thought that happened in the Forgotten Kings round.
He was a man-at-arms. He just went around and just
Yeah.
rained death on everybody.
I don't remember that one.
Look at him when he came up from behind.
It was really
It was
good.
4 or
You should go
5
watch
of
it.
them.
That's pretty great. Yeah, I'll have to go back and rewatch that. I just remember one. I can't remember which team was doing it now. It was one of my games I shoutcasted, but it was one night, and he also did the same thing where he managed to kill every single person on the team. And we saw that. We saw almost that this match. Sasquatch killed everyone with his fork, which was
Yeah, he got like 3 of them.
he killed 4 people. I counted. It was and
Sasquatch.
all the bodies were in the same pile. Everybody died right there.
Fork is so OP right now. Just kidding. But
Goddamn.
that's the joke weapon that we all make fun of in VQ is the fork, and I was surprised Sasquatch was using it. It was humorous to see it, at least.
Yeah, I don't care. It feels like an AOC weapon to me, so like the timing just feels natural.
Yeah, well, I think you'll throw people off with when you're using a weapon like that, and they're not used to it. Yeah, throws a...
New meta.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah, anything else you guys want to remark on the tournament? You know, what are you gonna go... What you gonna spend your winnings on and everything?
Hookers.
Yeah, we're gonna go buy a new Camaro.
I was gonna say blackjack and hookers.
Yeah. New feature of all VQ servers: $8 blackjack and hookers.
Excellent. Fund it.
But
Well-
I hate to cut you off like this, but LG, they're waiting for us to do a scrim. I want to thank you for casting and interviewing us, but at the moment we have to go.
Yeah, I was watching. I'm in the server still, and I was gonna wrap it up anyways. Again, thank you for the interview, and once again, congratulations. I hope to see you back in future tournaments, and keep up the good play.
Thank you very much, Dr. Nick. Have a good day.
Yep, you guys all have a good night, and once again, congratulations. And for all the viewers out there, this is Dr. Nick signing off. Hope you all have a great night.